And we're live. Yo, what's up, everybody? Sorry I'm late, guys. I had a crazy busy day. And Miss Ella Jean, she's named after her dad. She wanted to say hi to everybody. Hi. Say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, what's up? Are you talking in the microphone? Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. I bet that was loud for him. You're so beautiful. Okay. Give Dad a kiss.
Hi, everybody.
You say hi to everybody. Wave to them. Wave, yeah. See, they're on there watching you. Give me a kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a kiss.
Okay,
Okay, give me a kiss. Okay, go upstairs with your mom.
Bye.
Okay, bye, baby. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I see I got some viewers on here already. Somebody asked if this is still happening. We're on, y'all. We're on. All right. Now, this is the Subject 2 Masterclass. So I'm going to be giving you guys the game on oh, we got somebody on here from Michigan. All right. Brenda, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm going to be giving you guys the game on how to invest using Subject 2 to take over the existing debt on property, so you can buy these investment properties by simply taking over that existing debt. So you don't need a lump sum of money, and you don't have to have good credit in order to do that. Sorry, guys, just got this microphone set up today too, so I didn't set it up. Need some help, man. I'm not a handyman at all. One of the reasons I buy as is and sell as is, right? I can't swing a hammer. Haven't had to since I bought. I own 6 properties, guys, and that's the thing. Guys, I got my first Subject 2 property in April of 2021. Right. And COVID had kicked in and all that, man. It was starting up. So yeah, I got my first property in April of 2021, and I own 6 properties, and then I've done 7 transactions. And that is what, 8 months ago, 9 months ago. So man, we got a lot of people on here. I appreciate you guys tuning in, right? This is the channel where I'm going to give you the game on how to become a real estate investor without needing a lump sum of money, out of your own pocket. You're not going to need a lump sum of money, and there are no credit checks. So hold on for me 1 minute, guys. All right. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to be answering your questions live tonight too. I'll be answering those questions live for you this evening. My stuff moved around because of my microphone, man. I'm gonna be answering questions live for you tonight. So, and that'll be Mike's Doobie Hazard. Did you see that? That thing almost popped me. Somebody's on there. They're so excited to hear this. I'm glad you guys are tuning in, man. Just hold on for me for 1 minute. All right. Hopefully y'all can hear me good with this new how to overcome that due on sale is a question already. I love it. We're going to talk about all of that tonight. So this is what we're going to talk about. All right. I'm going to go over the contracts that you need. And I'm also going to be pulling them up, man. We're going to do a screen share. Now, I'm not going to just give you guys my contracts, right? But I'm going to give you the game. So we're going to go over the contracts that are necessary to acquire a property. All right. And then a lot of people ask me, how do you find these properties? Right? It's hard enough to find an investment property as is. So I'm gonna give you the game on how to find these no competition leads. Right? Okay, good. You can hear me. Thanks, Colton. I appreciate that, man. So I'm gonna give you the game on where you find these no competition leads. Right? The GoGetter family's no competition lead method. Man, we get some of the best deals, and the way that we buy them. By taking over the debt, we are able to do things that most investors can't do. All right. And then I'm also going to tell you some of the things that you say, because that's one of the questions I get. Like, what do I say to a person to take over their existing debt on a property? Like, who would let me do that? First off, like, who's crazy enough to let me do that? So we're going to talk about that and much more tonight. All right, guys. So I got to switch something up here, guys, and we're going to get started. I'm going to dive right in, man, because I've had a busy day. Very busy day. And I want you guys, when you ask a question, put where you're from, and I'm going to be answering all questions the second half of the show here. All right. I got you. People have been asking me about this for I don't know how long, and I just haven't been able to get around to getting the subject to masterclass put together for you guys. So I wanted to make that happen. I've been getting so many questions about it. And guys, being a member of the GoGetter family, we had a group session last night, and we did one of our roundtable members was there who's disc assessment personality behavior certified. That thing was dope, man. Let me see. That thing was crazy what we learned and how to put our team together. Awesome, man. You're a member of the GoGetter family, you're going to get it in. All right. Okay. So I'm going to bring up, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And we're going to go over some documents. Now, the first thing that you need, right? Well, first, let's talk about how to find these properties, okay? So the way that we find these properties, these are no competition leads. So we don't want to compete with everybody else, man, because the thing about it is when you're competing with everybody else, you're pretty much waiting on lightning to strike if you're doing what everybody else is doing. So we don't go that route, man. We're not going to sit around and wait on lightning to strike so that we can get a deal. That's why 95%, did you guys know that 95% of real estate investors fail? 95%, a whopping 95%. That is a crazy big amount, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you guys the game, man. I'm gonna pull it up on my I'm gonna pull this up on my presentation. I'm just gonna give y'all the game, man. Oh, it's not okay. It's closed out when I okay, I see you, George. All right. 1 second, y'all. So I'm about to share this presentation with you guys so you guys know all the game. About to get all the game. All right, 7 steps to becoming the bank. Now I'm going to go to my finding prospects slide here so that you guys can see what we do. You know, that's one of the major problems, identifying a deal. When you can identify a deal, man, the game is yours if you can identify a deal. All right. Sorry, guys, I ain't technologically inclined, so I'm going to get you hooked up, though. Man, what in the world? Give me 1 minute. I think I lost everybody there for a minute. All right, I'm sorry, guys. I've been going hard in the paint all day. That's how we do. There we go. Got it. Hey, it's on for the people that stuck around. I see I got some viewers too. Yeah, that's what's up. All right, guys. So you guys can see my screen. So this is step 5 of our process, right? It's finding prospects, how to never worry about having a deal to find. So what types of properties, can we get that are subject to? So I'm going to give you guys this game right now, man, because I mess with the GoGetter family and I mess with the ones that mess with us, man. So we appreciate you. That is for sure. So this is the thing. This it takes work. You guys got to put in some work to learn this and learn the ins and outs. It's about having those small details, man, knowing those small nuances that are going to give us an edge, because we have to set ourselves apart, man. We have to set ourselves apart from our competition. So we don't get on Zillow. We don't get on Zillow and just call for sale by owners or properties that we see are listed by a realtor that we think are good properties, because that's what everybody's doing. That's what everybody's doing. And if you're doing what everybody's doing, you're not going to give yourself a chance to win. So screenshot this thing or something, man, because this is where it's at. So no competition leads, right? Failed listings. A failed listing means one thing, right? It means two things, actually, because understand this, guys, and I've said it before, we don't buy houses, we buy problems, all right? And if we can be a solution to that problem, we get paid well and we get a house on top of that. So a failed listing, we know two things, right? A failed listing means that they had their house listed with a realtor, and then for whatever reason, that listing contract expired, meaning it didn't sell. So we know two things. They wanted to sell their house, and then they had a problem, right? They had a problem. Another rule of thumb that we use, that the GoGetter family uses to set ourselves apart from the pack, is if we're on Zillow or Realtor.com or Redfin or whatever, and we're looking at for sale by owners, we want them to have been on the market for at least 60 to 90 days or more. 60 to 90 days or more on market, because that means a couple things too, guys. It means during this hot market, this is a seller's market. So houses are going up on the market and then they're closing in 30 days, which means they're really only on the market for like 2 days and they've already got an offer in and accepted. So if it's been on the market for 90 so days, 90 or more days, 60 or more days, there's some sort of problem. Either it's overpriced or it needs repairs and the owners just pretty much can't make them. They refuse to make them, right? Then tired landlords. Now, tired landlords, that one is going to be huge, right? And I'm going to dive in to the tired landlords a bit here and talk about it with you guys. So tired landlords, man, tired landlords is huge for a couple reasons, right? Tired landlords are big because COVID. There are so many tired landlords out there right now. Said the slides are down. Damn, my slides weren't showing y'all. They should have been. Y'all gonna have to let me know, man. Somebody text me, Brenda, you got my number. Text me if all my slides are working. I'm gonna go back up on there real quick. Text me, Brenda, and let me know if my slides are working. Oh, all right. Hopefully y'all can see these. Brenda, are my slides working? Okay, so I'm gonna get back into it though. Tired landlords, huge. Okay. Brenda, I'm texting you right now if you're not watching. Okay, thank you so much, Brenda. I knew you were watching, Brenda. You're gonna be one of our super success stories. I knew it. Thanks, Brenda. You're the best. Awesome. All right. So, okay, guys. So tired landlords. Let me get back on the full screen so you can see me. Tired landlords, guys. COVID happened, right? And there was a moratorium. There was a moratorium on foreclosures and evictions. So what that meant was people didn't have to pay their rent and they didn't have to pay their mortgage if they had an FHA mortgage, and they couldn't be foreclosed on, and then they couldn't be evicted. Well, guys, understand this too. 90% of the investors that are out there, they're just mom and pop outfits, right? They're mom and pop shops. So they have 3 to 4 investment properties, maybe. Yeah, I took the slides down, y'all. I appreciate you though. So they got 3 to 4 investment properties, maybe. And those properties, they have debt on them. they have a mortgage on them. People, when they want to become real estate investors, they'll go take out a mortgage to buy an investment property. And then they'll do work on that house, repairs after they get off work all day. And then they'll turn around and rent it out to pay the mortgage. Well, during COVID, people didn't have to pay. So these mom and pop shops that are investors, they kind of, man, they are behind. They were using their credit cards to pay their mortgage. Like they were just sick of it. And then they couldn't kick these people out. So we can come to them and let them know, hey, I can help you, right? I can turn you into a real estate investor. And this is how, right? And then we just, we give them the game, we give them our spiel, and this is how you find them, all right? I'm giving you guys the game right now too, man. Just giving it to you. Here's how you find tired landlords. An eviction notice, it is a court proceeding, okay? An eviction notice is a court proceeding, which means it's public record. So you just call down to your county clerk of courts, whatever county you live in. Everybody has a clerk of courts. Trust me, they're putting people in jail, right? I mean, this is why jails are full. So you call down to your county clerks and you just ask them for the eviction notices. Do you have a list of eviction notices? If they try to give you a hard time, this is public record. Sometimes there's obstructionists that work in there and they just want to make it difficult for us, man, for whatever reason. I don't even know. Well, then fill out a Freedom of Information Act form, because they have to give you that information. If you don't know how to fill out a Freedom of Information Act, I'm going to give you a website right now that gives you every answer that you will need for real estate investing. Every answer you'll need. Get your pen and paper right now. I'm going to give you all a secret, man. Big one. All right. I'm going to spell it out. It's GOOGLE.com. Google it, man. Just Google it. If you don't know how to fill out a Freedom of Information Act form, just Google it. That's all you got to do. Then you file that form. They'll give you the eviction notices. The eviction notices, that's going to have the address on there. All right. That's going to have that address. You look up the address, you find out who the owner is. We know that these people have not been getting paid their rent because they're evicting somebody. So 9 times out of 10, they're a tired landlord. That's the secret on tired landlords right there. Just gave you guys the game on that one. All right, let me pull this presentation back up. No, not that one. You know what? I do want to use that one, maybe. No, that one ain't. Okay. Here we go. Full screen. Boom. Slideshow. Now, foreclosures. I always talk about foreclosures because I'm a foreclosure specialist. Here's the few ways that you find foreclosures, okay? You look in your legal section of your local newspaper. Foreclosures, court proceeding, public record, and they have to publish the foreclosures at least 4 times in a local publication. Foreclosures are good no competition leads because if you find it in the right place, right? If you look in the right place where I'm telling you to look, you're going to get to it before any other investors do. Because other investors, they just buy lists. They just buy lists. And that list, for it to be found, like sourced, put together, and then published, it takes a little while. So when we find it, we're finding it at the source, right? So if you look in that legal section, or when you go to Google, my favorite website, you put in your county, right? You put in, like I'm in Woodbury County, put in Woodbury County Sheriff's Auction. And right there. Oh my goodness. I got to take these slides down. This is working my nerves. I can't believe this right now. Thanks, Brenda. All right. So that's where they're at, right? Legal section. And then you go into Google and put that in. Now, secondly, right, your divorces and your probates. Divorces are public records, guys. Public record. Perfect, man. We're getting to these people. And this is why a divorce is a good no competition lead and a good property for us to buy. Think of it like this, right? When a person gets divorced, when a couple gets divorced, all right, they usually, when you get married, you're off to a better life. So you're going to buy a nicer house because you're improving your life, right? You've gotten married, boom, you've got 2 incomes, you buy a nice house. Well, guess what? When you get divorced, one of you people are leaving. One of you guys is leaving, right? And now you're down to 1 income, but your bills have not changed. So it's going to be hard for you to keep up on that. So if we see that you are on the divorce list, and we can send out a letter to you, a marketing letter, right? Or we can leave a door hanger. We can give you a call. We can even knock on your door and just go that route, right? That's what's going to give us the edge, getting to these people before anybody else does, because then they remember us. All right. You're in Minnesota. They don't post it online for foreclosure, only in the newspaper. That's fine. There you go. It's in the newspaper. Look in the legal section. And the good thing about that up there in Minnesota is you can get online on your newspaper and go back. You can go back. That's perfect. See, we have to be problem solvers. We have to be problem solvers. So right there, they only posted in the newspaper in Minnesota. So you get online, look at that newspaper, and then you just check the dates back and see when they post the legal section. In my city, they post the legal section Wednesday through Saturdays publication. Boom, there it is right there. So next, what's going to be happening is let me add that back. I hope you guys can see that. Brenda, hit me again and let me know, because I'm just going to run through these if you guys can see it now. Inherited properties, okay? People, when we have somebody that passes in our family and we inherit their property, they usually have a mortgage on that property. Well, if we've got bills to pay, if we've got bills we're already paying, our rent, our mortgage, well, guess what? We can't afford to pay another mortgage, or maybe we can't make the repairs or updates to that house to sell it, right? So if we can't, then we're going to end up losing that house. Well, if there's debt on there, guys, we can come in and they will not mind letting us take over that debt. And then we offer them a chunk of money and we're in there. We're good. We offer them that chunk of money. They'll let us take it over, right? They'll let us take it over. I'm going to teach you how to research these prospects, giving you guys the game. I'm going to teach you how to research them. My daughter up there yelling. Okay, so researching these prospects. Public records, guys. You can get them on public records. It is our right to have this information. Please understand that. It's our right to have this information. So we can get this information. They may give us a hard time when looking it up, but it is what it is. And also, I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. One of my students, he just got his first house under contract. He's 19 years old. It's a foreclosure. The auction date is set for March 8th. All right. So this lady, it's an older lady. Okay. The house, these are the numbers. The house, it's worth $75,000. It has an ARV of $75,000. Right. And then the remaining debt on it is only what? Gray screen. Oh my goodness. I don't know what the hell's wrong with this. Why it's not freaking showing this, man. That's working my nerves. Dude. Oh my God. I got to get out of that full screen. That's why. Okay. Okay, now you can see it. Gotcha. All right, my bad. Now I know how you guys can see it. So researching these prospects. Once you find them in public records, you find the address, a divorce, foreclosure. I'm going back to my that story about my 19-year-old student. Sorry, I'm hopping around here. This damn sharing the screen is working my nerves, man. Okay, I see it now. My fiance sent it to me. All right, I'm gonna go back to the story about my student, 19 years old. Just got his first property under contract too. He's got everything. He's got the information release form signed, limited power of attorney, purchase agreement and the memorandum of contract, guys. Huge, man, huge. So he put in the work. He fell in love with the process. And he had times where he was like, man, this is hard. He's cold calling. People are talking to him crazy. But he did our research process, found the prospects. He found this one in his local newspaper where I just told you guys to look. He found it. The house, again, worth $75,000. She only owes $21,000 total. Well, guess what? She's only behind $5,000. That's it. Her back payment, she's just behind 5,000. So this is what he did. Since she had so much equity, right? She's got like, what is that? 64,000 in equity. Or no, 54,000 in equity. He offered her $8,000. Okay. Well, I'll give you $8,000 cash money, right? I'm going to tell you how he's not going to have to pay that. He tells her, I'll give you $8,000 cash. And she accepted. And then he's like, well, how much is your back payments? Do you have your last mortgage statement? Right? We want to see that. And she did, but she didn't have last month. She had the month before, and it showed she was like 43 or 4,400 behind. So he rounded up for the fees. So that's 5,000. So now he offered her 8. She's 5,000 behind. That's $13,000 because all we got to do is catch up those back payments. So the way he's going to get that for free is this. He's got it under contract now. Okay. He's got it under contract. So now he can market that property as a rent to own, no credit checks, down payment required. Now, when you're on your down payment, since the house is pretty nice, you want to shoot for at least $20,000 down, $20,000 down payment. Out of that down payment, you take $13,000 out of that. That pays for the house. It pays the $8,000 to the seller and pays the $5,000 that she's behind. And then guess what? You put the other $7,000 in your pocket. You just made $7,000 and you own the house. You own the house because we took over that existing debt of only $21,000. This is one of my mentors right here. I'm going to answer the phone while I'm on YouTube. Hey, John, man, I'm doing a live, but since you're the big homie, I answered. Oh yeah, we just had to straighten out some details. I'll call you when I'm done. All right, cool. Yeah, bye. Yeah, sorry guys. So she only owes 21,000. The house is worth 75. Man, you can sell that house for a discount at 40,000 if you wanted to and make 19 because you got to just pay that 21,000 that she owes. Man, these deals are crazy. And he's been a student for 60 days. All right. He's been a student for 60 days. So somebody said, can you go over the sales pitch? I'm going to talk about that. So this is one of the things, right? People are like, what do you say to these people? I've told you where to find them, right? Now, what do you say to these people? That's a question that I get. And on a foreclosure, this is what I say to them because I like to door knock. I'll do my research going in. And guys, don't forget to please hit that like button, get me in the algorithm, man. And then if I'm giving you some value, subscribe and share, and make sure you hit that like button if I'm giving you value here. Anyway, so I do my research going in. So I know a lot about this prospect, especially when it's a good deal like the one my student just got. Great deal. A bunch of equity, a lot of room. So you've got options. You can assign that contract or you can wholesale it, right? Or you can just keep it and then sell it on terms, on contract, like a rent to own or a lease option. And you're in there. Boom, you got it. Sell it on, you got it. Rent to own, get that down payment. Now you're getting monthly payments. You're making monthly income. You're good. So this is what I say. When I go knock on a door and it's a foreclosure, for example, we use the GoGetter families method, right? It's called conversational negotiating, but we have to set ourselves apart, okay? You cannot go in there and just act like everybody else. And, you got your clipboard and you're marking things off saying, oh, the kitchen needs to be updated. So that's going to cost, 5,000. Looks like you updated the bathroom. So that adds some value to it. So here's how much I'll give you. How's that sound? No, guys, that's what everybody's doing. And so now you're just depending on luck. And if we're depending on luck, we're going to end up being part of that 95% of people that fail. And this is not what we're in this business for. We're in here, to succeed. And we will. We're going to do everything that we can to give ourselves the best chance at success. Okay. And researching the prospect before you go make contact with them, that's going to give you the best chance at success, especially if you're going to talk to them face to face. Now, if you're just sending marketing letters, texts, ringless voicemails, you don't have to do a deep dive into the research on them, right? You just got to know what their motivation is. Okay, is this a foreclosure, pre-foreclosure? All right, cool. This is the type of text I send. This is the type of letter I send. When I knock on a door, this is what I say. And my acquisition company, if you can see it up there in the upper corner there, it's the We Buy Houses and Help People. It's got a heart on top of the logo, all right, on top of the house. You see that? Boom, that thing's beautiful because it's not We Buy Houses Cash or We Buy Ugly Houses. It's We Buy Houses and Help People. So when I knock on their door, what I say to them is, oh, hi, ma'am. My name's Gene Boykin, and I know you probably think that I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I'm trying to switch you over here, but I promise you, I'm not. Now, right there, guys, that's a tactic. Okay, that's self-deprecating humor, and that has been shown in psychological studies to help us with split-second influencing. I don't look like a Jehovah's Witness, guys. I mean, maybe I do. I don't know, right? I don't know how other people see me, I guess, but I don't think that I do. So I know for a fact, like they're going to be looking at me crazy. Who's this guy that's knocking on my door? And when they answer, I know you probably think I'm a Jehovah's Witness, but I promise you, I don't even have my Bible with me. They're gonna be like, what? So my name's Gene Boykin. I work for a company called We Buy Houses and Help People. And what I do is I get in touch with people that have been getting a problem or getting a hard time from their lender. And what I do is I let people understand all of their options, because most lenders, they're not going to tell you all of your options. So this address, it came across my desk, and when I looked in the neighborhood and looked at the house, I just told myself I have to come talk to this person. So that's why I'm here bothering you. So how has it been, dealing with your lender so far? And it is a mix right there of a few things. First off, I did not say they were behind on payments. I didn't say they were on a foreclosure list, because when you do that, these people, their pride's going to get in the way. Because if a stranger knocked on your door, would you want to tell them you were behind on your payments? Probably not, right? You're not going to tell them you're behind on your mortgage. I'm like, I'm not behind. What are you talking about? You got the wrong house. Get out of here, right? So I didn't do that. I broke the ice with self-deprecating humor. And then I told them I was there to help them understand more options when they're getting a hard time from their lender. And I guarantee you that people are getting a hard time from that lender. They definitely are. Here's a phone script, right? And I'm gonna make this phone script available for you guys. I got an announcement for you guys here in a minute. So hi, this is on the phone. This is an outbound. Okay, we're calling them. All right, and outbound is one of the hardest things to do. My student used this very script, and I'm going to say the whole script right here. He used this very script. This script, this script is awesome. All right, so this script, it has acquired this outbound calling script. It has acquired 250,000. Well, now this house that he got is worth 75. So $325,000 worth of real estate in only 3 months. This phone script. So this phone script alone, man, it's worth at least 5,000. The phone script, and it's the GoGetter family phone script. I made it. I made this phone script. So the only way to get this phone script is, the subject to masterclass, and then that subject to masterclass course, right? It's in there. So you start by saying this. You say their name. Hi, Jim. My name's Gene. How are you? Right? If you say, hey, is this Jim? And you're calling somebody's cell phone. If somebody called me like, hey, is this Gene? And it's on my cell phone, I'm like, dude, what? No, who are you? Because you're supposed to know who you're calling, right? So we already have their name and stuff. So you say, hey, Jim, you call them by name. Hey, Jim, my name's Gene. How are you today? And they're going to be kind of thrown off by that. Like, I'm okay. Can I ask who I'm speaking to? Right? Now, not all of them go like that, but most of them do, right? I'm okay. Can I ask who I'm speaking to? Okay, well, that's good. I'm calling in hopes to, or I'm sorry. Okay, I was calling because I contact people that have been getting a hard time from their mortgage lender. Oh, that's the wrong part. That's a no. Sorry. Oh, speak with. Okay, then you say, oh, that's great. I'm calling in hopes to speak with, Jim Seller at 123 Main Street. That wouldn't be you, would it? And then you've already broken the ice, so they're most likely going to say yes. Okay, good. I'm a consultant with We Buy and Help, and I'm calling because I saw this address on a list of homes that are having some sort of issues with the bank and are potentially for sale. Some sort of issues, not late or behind or in foreclosure. They're having some sort of issues with the bank and are potentially for sale. These are the types of situations we help people with. I help them understand all of their options because normally the bank isn't going to make them aware of them. Do you have a couple minutes to talk? Right there, man. That thing works like a gem. Do you have a couple minutes to talk? And then you've got to be quiet. You've got to be quiet after you ask that. Don't answer your own question. And then after that, okay, they're like, yeah, what do you got to say, right? So this is the next line. It seems there's an ongoing situation with the mortgage lender. We specialize in getting them off your back. I just need to ask you a couple of quick questions to see what kind of solution we can craft for you. Right there. What kind of solution we can craft. Not that I want to buy your house. Not that I can offer you money. What kind of solution? We don't buy houses, guys. We buy problems, right? What is our solution? So see what kind of solution we can craft for you. And then this is it. We got to ask them an open-ended question. What kind of help have you asked them for thus far? Right there. What kind of help have you asked them for this far? And it's an open-ended question. What? And then they're usually going to go in, man, because it's open-ended, and I can guarantee you they've been getting disrespected, treated bad, like they don't matter by that lender or by the customer service representatives or the account managers. So they're going to tell you about it, right? And then after they answer, we know some information going in. So after they answer, we're going to listen. After you ask that question, you got to be quiet. You listen, you're taking some notes, and then you just say, oh, okay, what else have you done? Guys, I am giving you the game right here, giving it to you. So you say, okay, what else have you done? Yeah, somebody said they've been screen recording. That's what's up. I'm giving you the game. That's for sure. So, okay, what else have you done? And then you're silent. That's a what question. That's an open-ended what question, right? Those are the types that we have to ask in order to be successful, right? So then after you ask them that, whatever the answer is, right? We're just pretty much probing right here. We're probing because we want to, this is a call. It's not to buy the house. It's to at least set up an appointment for ourselves, or if we have a team, for our acquisition manager. So the next thing is, okay, yeah, that sounds, that sounds about right. These lenders are kind of hard to deal with. So let me ask you this. What's your ideal solution for this situation? What is the solution? We want to know what they're trying to do. Now, you're going to run into one of three types of people with a foreclosure, and then we're doing subject to. The first, they don't even care anymore. They're not answering calls, so you probably won't even talk to them. They're not answering calls. They're not opening mail. They're not answering the door, nothing. They're just going to ride it out till the sheriffs come kick them out of there. And then the second person, they just need more time. They don't want to move. Something happened, and they just need more time. The third type of person, they're just tired of the situation, tired of dealing with it. They want to see how much money they can get and move on. That's the type that we like. The second type, we won't try to pressure them into selling their house to us. We'll give them information. I'll ask them what they've done so far. And if they still have options, I'll point them in that right direction. That way, if they don't get those back payments paid, they'll come back to me because I actually tried to help them. We're here to help them, guys. And it pays. It does. When we solve other people's problems, it pays us. So those are the three types, man. So what's your ideal solution for the situation? And then you're quiet. You stay quiet. But if their solution, if it's keep my house, if they want to keep their house, this is what you say. And we'll do what we can, but let's just say for a second that's not possible. What's your other alternative? Now we're just talking hypotheticals, guys. We're talking hypotheticals here, okay? So, yes, it does, Denton. Yes, it does. So we're talking hypotheticals, right? They say they want to keep it. Well, they're behind on their payments, so it's not looking good for you right now, right? So, and we'll do what we can, but let's just say for a second that's not possible. What's your other alternative? Open-ended. Then be quiet. Get their answer, take some notes. Then here's the next part. and this isn't that much longer. Just so you know, what I mainly do is help folks by guiding them through the process and making sure they know all the options that are available. If our client's goal is to save the house and it's feasible, we certainly exhaust all efforts to do so. If it's not, we make sure you still have a backup plan that will work best for you. Does that make sense? See, at this point, we're not seeming like a predatory investor that's trying to just come in, swoop in at a person's time of need and trouble and buy their house from them because we have money and they don't. That's not what we're coming across as. We're actually coming across as somebody who wants to help them. So this is going to open them up because, guys, the way that we buy houses by taking over this debt, we are helping them. We have to be a trusted advisor. That's how you get the limited power of attorney signed. That's how that's how you get that information released with their social security number. I'm going to go over those docs with you guys too. Okay, so where was I? Okay, does that make sense? Then you ask them, and we know the answer to this. It's been terrible for them, but we ask them, how has it been dealing with your lender up to this point? And then you're quiet. Then your follow-up. This is where you delve deeper, okay? We have to have active listening skills because we want to get certain information. It's called conversational negotiating for a reason. We are negotiating with them and they don't even know it, all right? They don't even know it, guys, and it's beautiful. You have to practice at this skill. My student just used this and worked like a charm, but he had to practice to get all the way through. It took him, 40 or 50 cold calls of talking to people before he even got all the way through the script. Because it was practice. He was stumbling, stuff like that. But once he got it, man, this thing works like a gem. So how has it been dealing with your lender up to this point? Then you're quiet. And then a follow-up question with the active listening, right? Because we want to get certain information. We want to find out why they fell behind without asking them why they fell behind. This is an art. So when they're talking, and they're like, oh, I tried to get help and they wouldn't help me. They told me I had to do this, do that. You ask them, oh, well, why do you think they did that? And you're just asking them, like, with that tone of voice that I use. Oh, well, why do you think they did that? Innocent. And it's almost like, well, why? Like, why? And then, or you can ask them, well, why do you say that? That's going to get to the details that we want, because people, okay, we got to trust. We trust, but we verify what people tell us, and we have to dig deeper. So that first answer, it's not going to be the truth, or it's not going to be the information that we need. So we say, oh, okay, well, why do you say that? Or if you hear something that perks your ears up, oh, that's interesting. Can you tell me more about that? Giving you guys the sauce. Then after that, you've taken notes, and then you say, okay, well, thanks for sharing that with me. I imagine this whole thing has not been easy on you. It seems as though there might be a few things we can look at together. Normally, we look at 7 or 8 different options to then figure out what works best for you. From what you told me, you might qualify for our loan assignment program or our homeowner transfer program. Either way, and you see how I said might there. I said you might. We don't lock anything in stone because we haven't verified their mortgage yet. We don't know how much they're behind. They might tell us, but they might not even know. So we got to verify that with the bank. That's why I say we trust, but we verify, right? So we say, that's where we say you might qualify for our loan assignment program or our homeowner transfer program. Either way, we're going to find a solution that gets you to your goal or as close as possible. Does that sound okay? Man, this stuff is magic, right? Now, if they say this is your chance, see, we plant seeds. I'm telling you, everything I've said in this script, it has intention behind it. There is nothing frivolous, all right? Nothing. So, if they say, well, what's your loan assignment program? Oh, okay, well, ma'am, what that is, ideally, we would love to have a buyer ready for your house. But if we don't, until we do find a buyer, we'll just continue to make those payments for you on it. And then you're quiet. Now, what that did was it planted a seed to take over that existing debt right there, man. I just gave you guys a diamond, man. That thing is hard right there. So your loan assignment program. Oh, well, what is a loan assignment program? Oh, well, what it is ideally we'd love to have a buyer for the house. But if we don't, what we do is we just continue to make those payments make those mortgage payments until we do. And then you're silent. That's it. And that plants that seed. So you've asked them, either way, we're going to find a solution that gets you to your goal or as close as possible. Does that sound okay? They say yes. Okay, great. Let's get a time where we can sit down together and figure this thing out. What would be the best time to stop by? Mornings or afternoons this week? Mornings or afternoons this week? We're getting this thing done close, right? And then you got to tell mornings or afternoons. We're giving them a choice, but it's just one of two things: mornings or afternoons. And they're like, and what happened on my students call? She was like, no, afternoons will work. Afternoons will work. And then this week, let's do Thursday. And then she says, no, let's do it Wednesday. So he got them things signed yesterday. So then it's just, okay, thank you so much for taking time today to speak with me. As you can imagine, most folks are so frustrated and fed up at this point, they don't even answer the phone. I appreciate that you did, and I look forward to seeing you at, and you tell them the appointment time, and then boom, have a good day. And now you're in there. You're good. I mean, you can't beat that. You just got the game right there, man. I just gave it to you. So now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to go over the contracts that are necessary for a subject to. All right. And then I'm going to open up the floor for questions, but I got to see if I can share my screen. Okay. Okay. I'm going to share the screen with you. Oh. Standard purchase agreement. Can I send you that script, please? Laughing but very serious. Yeah, I can send it to you. I'm going to show you how I can send it to you here in a second. I got you. Don't even trip. I'm going to look out. Okay, so you guys can see part of this. Now, I'm not just going to give the sauce away, guys. I just can't, Lee, I'm trying to. So this is your standard purchase agreement. All of our documents are standard, okay? With that said, this is where your seller's name goes, the address of your seller, then your buyer, you, right, is right there, and then your address, the address of your buyer, okay? Seller agrees, boom, real property purchase, the legal description. You're going to have to put that legal description in. Included in the sales price, these are some of the things that might stay in the home. The approximate purchase price. It's approximate because we've still got to verify that with their lender. We've still got to verify it with their lender. What the terms of the mortgage are, how much they're behind, all of that. And then there's a couple things there on this document that have to be there, right? So that's your standard purchase agreement. And when you put the buyer, you're going to put your LLC as the buyer. And then you can have the title company on a subject to. You've got to transfer that deed with the subject to. You do it with a lawyer or with a title company. So where it says deposits right here, a deposit, guys, an earnest money deposit, we're negotiating with this seller and they're in a distressed situation. So you don't need a ton of money to put down like you do in a traditional purchase. That's what I hear people say all the time, like on my TikTok in the comments. They're like, oh, you forgot about the down payment you got to make or the deposit you got to make. What? Dude, the deposits that I make, $10, $50 earnest money deposit, $50. Just so it's there, man, just so it's there in the contract, so everything's cool with the contract. But $50 ain't no money. You know what I mean? $50 ain't no money, and they don't care. Our sellers don't care about a deposit because we're solving their problem, right? Condition of the premises. Guys, when you sign the standard purchase agreement, this is what I do. I give myself 30 to 45 days before I need to close, if they're not in a super rush. Like my student, that goes up for auction March 8th. So I believe he gave himself 30 days to close on that property. That'll give him time to market that property and use his buyer's money to pay the purchase price. That's how we go about that, right? Using our buyer's money. Then there's some other stuff like that lead-based paint. That is federal, right? If a house was built before 1978 or before, marketable title, adjustments, the default, risk of loss or damage, an assignment. You want to have that assignment clause in your standard purchase agreement. You got to, man, because you might assign that contract to somebody. So you're just pretty much just selling the contract. And you can sell that contract for 5,000, 10,000. Then you've just shuffled some paperwork. That's all you've done. You shuffled some paperwork and made 5 or 10,000 bucks. Guys, for those of you just tuning in, sorry, my name's Gene Boykin. I'm the founder of the GoGetter family, and the GoGetter family, this ain't just a moment, it's a movement. Okay, cool. Yes, you can see it. All right, so it's day. Anyway, I'm the founder. We're talking about subject 2. This is the subject 2 masterclass where I'm going over the documents, where to find these properties, and what to say to your prospects. Because people ask me that all the time. Like, what do I say to a person? Why would they let me do this? Your assignment, hey, you can assign this contract. Like my student, I'm going to keep using him as an example because he just got this property under contract yesterday. So he's got so much room on this thing because there's only 21,000 in debt, and then the total debt, and then he offered the seller 8,000 and has to pay 5,000 to catch it up. That's 13,000 to acquire this property in this market. 13,000. And this is a crazy market. People are saying all the time they can't find properties. So he can assign that contract for 10,000, make 10,000 bucks just shuffling some papers, guys. Shuffling some papers. Your memorandum of contract, that's your deal insurance. All right. We're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over that document too. So there's your standard purchase agreement, guys. Here is your information release form. Information release. Now, guys and ladies, guys and gals, I'm from Iowa, y'all. Give me a little break, all right? Take a little easy on me. So I'm going to give you another insider tip here. When we are with our prospect, and we're negotiating with them, and we have some documents for them to fill out, right? So the information release, that's right here. We do not hand those documents to our seller and then have them fill them out on their own, because they don't know these documents. They don't know what's on there, right? So it's gonna ruin the moment. If you get to that moment with them where they're ready to authorize the paperwork, fill the documents out for them. Have your clipboard. That way you can have a script with you if you need it. They won't even know. But have that clipboard, and then you're filling it out. Okay, Mr. Seller, I just need you to authorize some paperwork, and we'll get this done. With this document, this is important. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a tip. So when you're filling it out, you're gonna you give permission to, and then you put your LLC name, and then you put your name as the manager. So that way, if one of your team has to call the lender, they work for 1E3T Holdings, so they can talk to the lender, right? If it's just your name, then you're going to be the one that has to call them all the time and talk to them. So, guys, I got to plug my computer in. It's about to die. I know y'all screenshot at my screen. I ain't tripping. So you're filling this document out, right? And as you're filling it out, you're going to have it in your hand, and you're going to, pretty much act like you can't spell. So, okay, your name is John Smith. Is that Smith? Is that Smith with a Y or with an I? And you look up at them, and then they give it to you. Oh, it's Smith with an I. Okay. And then your phone number. What was your phone number again? Look up real quick. You get their phone number. Boom. Then you go down, you put in the borrower name, the borrower's address, city, state, business phone, and then you get to their social security number. You need their social security number for the lender to give you this information and to know that you are legitimate. This is how you get it, because a lot of people balk at like, oh, I can't ask somebody for their social security number or they'll never give it to me. Not true. They will absolutely give you that social security number. I've never even had a person hesitate to give me a social security number, not even hesitate. So this is what they did, right? Or this is what you do. You're filling that out, and then you get to that business phone or home phone and you ask them, and then you say, and your social security number is, and look up. That's it. And your social security number is, and look up. Boom, and then you're good. You got it. And that's it, man. And then you want to get the document notarized. So have your mobile notary, or you can I take them to my bank too to get it notarized. This is the limited power of attorney. Oh man. Okay. So that limited power of attorney, we need this. You tell them this is limited. This is not a dominion over you as a person. This is just for this property. Okay. So, you know, I can't open up checking accounts and close savings accounts and things like that. This is just for this property so that I can get to work on solving this problem for you. Right. And it's strictly for this property. So I can call, you know, who I need to call. I can talk to who I need to talk to. Because I'm pretty much you as it pertains to this property. Okay. Now we've got our standard seller acknowledgments. This is the CTF letter. Cover the family. All right. The cover the family letter. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. That's the cover the family letter. So with that, that's going to have your thing, ownership of the property, who owns it, the acceptance. They're going to initial this, all these. You get this one signed at closing. All right. Next, we're going to go this. This just protects you. That's make sure they're not going to file bankruptcy. Make sure that they weren't under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Make sure they are competent enough. They're admitting that they're competent enough to sign a contract. They're admitting that this is a good deal. Like they know what the deal is. And then also that we're making a profit. It says it on there, guys. And we're not hiding that. We're not hiding anything from them. Okay. Next, your due on sale acknowledgement. Somebody asked this question, so I want to stick here for a minute. All right. And man, I'm going to go into questions here in a minute. So I want to stick here for a minute. Okay. The due on sale acknowledgement. This is one of the things that the powers that be, they use to try to scare us off from using this strategy, because this is what the rich and the wealthy do. Okay. They make rules for them, and then they make rules for us. Our rules are going to be more restrictive. You know, we're going to have to go ask permission. We're going to have to fill out credit applications. We're going to have to use realtors and debt to income ratios and stuff like that. Well, the rich and the wealthy, they got to leave a loophole for themselves to maneuver, right? Because they're not going to do what the regular people do, because they don't feel regular. So when I found those because they were out there, and now I use their rules, right? And it has allowed me to buy 6 houses in I bought 6 houses in 6 months, and then I did 7 transactions. So I went from being worth nothing to a net worth of $780,000, and it barely cost me any money out of my own pocket and no credit checks. So the due on sale, what the due on sale clause says is this: if you transfer the deed to that house without satisfying that debt, without paying that mortgage first, the bank can call that loan due, the remainder of that loan, and you have to pay that back in 30 days, or they can foreclose on that house. All right. Because with subject to the deed to a house, it's not like a deed to a car, right? A deed to a car, it has your name on there and it has the lender's name. So if you want to transfer the title to a car, you have to pay that lender off first, so they get off of the title to that car, and then you can transfer that, that deed, but you got to pay the debt on it. Well, on a house, that's not how it works. On a house, the deed to the house, it just has the person's name on it. It does not have the lender, guys. It doesn't have the lender on there. That mortgage debt, that's on the person. Okay. It's on the person. So that mortgage debt, it stays with the person. It doesn't go with that house. The house is just collateral. So you can transfer the deed to a house as many times as you want, and the debt, it stays in that original person's name. So that due on sale says if you sell that house, if you transfer that deed without paying that mortgage, they can call that loan due. But the 1983 Gar St. Germain Act, right? This is what the rich and the wealthy did. They made this Gar St. Germain Act in 1983, and that's what put due on sale as an option for lenders, right? And all lenders put it in every mortgage. It's in every mortgage. I'd almost bet the farm on that, right? I would bet the farm on that. So there's 8 exceptions to why a bank cannot call a loan due, okay? And one of those is like a divorce, right? If the house is in both of your guys' name, you get divorced, somebody leaves, you're going to transfer that into the person who stays name. So they're not going to call the loan due. Another one is if a person dies, right? And they pass that house to somebody because they still own the house and there's debt on there. Well, they're dead. That was a surprise. You don't know that, right? So they transfer that deed. They can't call the loan due. Another one, the one that we care about, it's estate planning. They cannot call that loan due if there's a deed transfer for estate planning. Well, the way that you plan for your estate as a rich person, this is a loophole for the rich and the wealthy. A trust, if the deed to that house is transferred into a trust, the loan cannot be called due. All right. The loan cannot be called due if it's transferred into a trust. So that's what we do, guys. We buy it with a trust. And a trust is just like a person or an LLC, a business. And the best thing about a trust is you don't have to record a trust. You don't have to record a trust. So it's anonymous. People don't know who owns that trust. They just know the trustee, and that's it. And then the name of the trust, and we just name the trust the address. So if the address to the house is 123 Main Street, we'll name the trust 123 Main Trust. That's it. We'll name it 123 Main Trust. So that is how you get around that due on sale. Another thing is with that due on sale, a reverse mortgage. If a house has a reverse mortgage, run the other way. Do not try to take over that reverse mortgage. Reverse mortgages has somebody at the bank checking those deeds constantly, because with a reverse mortgage, to me, they're predatory loans, man. They were made for to steal older people's houses, because you have to be like 55 or 65 years old just to even get a reverse mortgage. And then they borrow you money against the equity that you've built up in that house. Well, they give you this chunk of money, and then you don't have to pay that back while you live in the house. You have to start paying that reverse mortgage back 3 months after you move out of the house. Well, listen, if you're old, you're 65 or older, and you move out of a house that you have, worked your whole life to buy and own, worked very hard, brought up a family in. If you move out of that house, there's only 2 places where you're going, in my opinion. The first is a nursing home. And if you go to a nursing home, you're not going to be able to pay that reverse mortgage back. The second place is the grave. This is just the bottom line. So the second place is the grave. And if you're in the grave, you damn sure ain't going to be able to pay that mortgage back. So what happens is they have people from the bank, checking these deeds and checking these houses. They're driving by the house to see if somebody lives there still. And if you don't, they come in and they foreclose on that property, guys. So last document, memorandum of contract. This is your deal insurance. Always get this signed on every transaction. Once you get this signed, you record this at the recorder's office, and it clouds the title. All right. It says that they have agreed to sell this house to you. So now if they back out of the deal after signing that purchase agreement and they don't show up to closing for whatever reason, when they go to try to sell this house in the future, the title company does a title search. They're going to see you on that title, and they're going to have to go through you, and they're going to call you and say, hey, I see you have this title clouded. We're trying to do a transaction. You have this title clouded. Will you release this for us? And yeah, I'll release it. My release fee is only $5,000. That's it. My release fee is only $5,000. So guys, I want to talk to you guys real quick. That finding prospects I told you about that has gotten, about $3 million in real estate assets in what was it, 8 months, I believe it is. And those are no competition leads and without using any money. That's in that's part of the Subject to Masterclass course. All right. So if you don't mind, I'm going to talk to you for a moment about that, and then we'll answer some questions, because I do got a gift for you guys. So the Subject to Masterclass course. All right. What that is one, it has all of those contracts I just showed you and more. Okay. Because those contracts, the pen's mightier than the sword. You will always have to have yourself protected in the contracts. And subject to contracts, unfortunately, those are hard to get. Most real estate lawyers and real estate professionals don't know what subject to is. They just don't, for whatever reason. So it's hard to get those contracts. You have to get them somewhere in the industry because they have to say a particular thing on there. On that contract I showed you, it had some verbiage on there that is super important that you need, right? So and those contracts, man, they've gotten me personally $390,000 worth of houses because I own some subject to, and then I use my other method, wholesale and hold, because there's 37 different ways we can do a transaction: by taking over the debt, by becoming the bank, no credit checks, or without needing any money. So what I've done is, I put those contracts in there. It includes, your purchase agreement, your standard seller acknowledgement, due on sale acknowledgement, your cover the family letter, right? Also your memorandum of contract, info release, limited power of attorney. So you can acquire a property, right? You can acquire it. But what a lot of people ask me is, because once you acquire that property, you are responsible for the mortgage payment on that. You're responsible. So you've got to be able to make that mortgage payment. Otherwise, it's going to get foreclosed on. And then you'll lose any money that you put into it thus far. So what I've done in that subject to masterclass is I have also done a training on the lease option exit strategy. Lease option. So when you acquire a property subject to, you bought it by taking over that debt. To sell it, you need to sell it on a rent to own transaction. Well, lease option is one of the best rent to own types of transactions that you can do. The person is leasing it from you with the option to buy. So they pay you that non-refundable down payment. And guys, I average for my down payments for the 6 houses that I own, my down payments average $21,300. All right. So I've added that into that course. Okay. The subject to masterclass. It has your lease option for your exit strategy. So you buy with subject to, taking over that debt, and then you sell on the lease option, rent to own. Boom. It's got those contracts in there. And then it's also got some negotiating. Then it's got my finding prospects process in there. It's got that 2-page document that's easily worth $50,000. That finding prospects document, man, in 6 months, it's helped us to find these no competition leads, and get $3 million in assets purchased by the GoGetter family by taking over debt using this finding prospects. That's what everybody's problem is, man, is not being able to find these houses. Well, this walks you through step by step what to do, where to look, how to ask, what you're looking for, and then how to research them, right? To go in and get this information that you need. So what I've done is for the next 48 hours, I'm going to give you guys 50% off. I'm going to give you guys 50% off. Oh man, I'm going to give you guys 50% off the subject to the GoGetter family subject to masterclass course. All right, because I want you guys to win. Because when you guys win, hey, I win too, man. And this is what everybody's been asking about, is that subject to masterclass course right here. 50% off. Now the link for that masterclass, well, it's on my website, thegogetterfamily.com. It's up right now. But secondly, I want to say that I'm going to be putting a PropStream link in there as well that gives you a 7-day free trial of PropStream, because you will most certainly need PropStream. I love PropStream. It has changed my real estate investing career completely changed it, man, and made it, better. Like, there is no other way to say it. It's made it so that I can win. Oh no. Okay, so along up to that, do you guys, I see there's some questions up there. Discount code is GoGetter for the 50% off. And I'm gonna start checking out some questions, guys. If you do ask a question, can you put where you are from, and also, oh my goodness, put where you're from in your question, please. So let's see what we got here. Man, there's a bunch of questions. Y'all going hard. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I think the hardest part is finding the right property. We talked about how to find these properties. So, that is what people think is hard, is finding those properties. But I'll say this, it is definitely not as hard as you think. You just have to know where to look. You just have to know where to look. So, all that said, this is where you look. I told you, just rewind the tape. All right. Can you put where you're from, Jeremy? Thanks for asking the question, though. It's another one from Jeremy. Jeremy's got a bunch of them. Using PropStream. I'm using PropStream and in pre-foreclosures, but don't know how to approach making decisions on properties to approach. So if you're you can get any type of property, no equity, right? Upside down. They owe more than the house is worth. Okay. We want that because don't think about the lump sum. Think about the monthly income, the monthly cash flow. That's what matters to us. All right. That's what matters to us is the monthly cash flow. So what you want to do is you want to see how much is owed versus how much the house is worth, right? That'll tell you how much room there is. And then also you want to look at the market rent rate. Okay. How much rent can you get? Because your cash flow is going to be determined on how much that mortgage payment is versus how much you get for rent. All right. So I hope that helped you out. Brenda, what's up, Brenda? Brenda's a GoGetter family member. Brenda's dope too. Hugo from Michigan, what's up? Yo. Okay. Oh, Jeremy's from North Carolina. Florida's in the house. North Carolina, Texas, what's good? North Carolina. All right, you guys got questions? Excited. Okay. Oh, we just talked about how to overcome that due on sale. If it happens in sub 2, there are a couple other defenses as well that you can use for that subject or for that due on sale. I don't remember the legal term, but it's pretty much use it or lose it. So if you've owned this house by taking it over subject 2 and the bank has not used that due on sale, that's a legal defense that you've owned it for a while and they have not used it. They haven't used it, so they gotta lose it. But buying in a trust is the best way for a subject 2. You always want to buy in a trust. Find the right properties in the pre-foreclosure section. Oh, we already went over that one. Oh, the same problem. Well, I just told you that. The pre-foreclosure section, you want to look at that loan balance, all right? Look at the loan balance and make sure you're using the GoGetter family link on that, okay? You want to look at the loan balance. That's going to tell you how much, like on my matter of fact, oh man, I'm not gonna pull up his address. Look at that loan balance and how much the house is worth, the ARV, okay? The after repair value. That's gonna tell you. I even bought the book Buy, Hold, and Sell by Lou Brown, and that you recommended just came in today. That book is a gem. You came up on that. Molly, is it Molly? Molly Yang? Put where you're from, Molly Yang. Buy, Hold, and Sell by Lou Brown, man. That thing's dope. South Jersey, Daniel, what's happening? Getting the game. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, y'all got the game tonight. First time making a live. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. That's right, Ray the Dreamer. Is this going to be saved to the page? Yes, it will be. Yep, it'll be on the Facebook. It'll be on the GoGetter Family Facebook page for sure. Oh, the slideshow view. You guys wanted to see that? Yeah, that's my fault. I don't know why that thing wasn't working. Is it possible to meet? It most certainly is possible to meet. I've met 2 of my mentors and they are heavyweights, big dogs, but I provided value. Do you guys know that the Facebook group that we have, the private Facebook group that is only available, when you become a GoGetter family member, in that group, we have an administrator of that group, and that administrator, his name's Denton. That's my dog. Denton's my homie. He's in our group coaching too. Well, he was a student. He bought the Buying Free Foreclosures course, and then he got in the private Facebook group, and he was providing so much value in that group that he pretty much forced me, he like forced me, twisted my arm to ask him to help me and be the administrator of that account, of that Facebook group, because of the value that he brought. That's how you get to those upper levels, and you get a mentor, right? By bringing value. And there's a number of ways to bring value, but one of those ways is to pay that person, right? You pay them to be your mentor, right? That's one way. Another way is bringing them extreme value. I did that for both of my mentors, and I'm a partner with one of those mentors now. Guys, I meant to tell you too, one of those mentors I'm a partner with, we have something that's called the Legacy Builders. Okay, Legacy Builders, and this is dope, guys. Now there's a virtual mastermind, and for the first month, I believe it's only $1 for the first month to be part of that virtual mastermind. And there's 5 members of this mastermind group. I'm one of those members, right? And it's like a real estate investing university. So instead of going and getting a bunch of debt to go to college and then come out and get a job that you won't even, or come out with a degree that you don't even use in your job, right? But have a bunch of debt that you're stuck paying the rest of your life. This real estate investing university, it's dope. It's got every strategy from heavy hitters, including myself. I'm giving you the creative finance subject too, right? Then there's a gentleman called, his name's Andre Murkison out of Atlanta, owns 281 properties. I believe he uses the Burr strategy, right? Uses some Burr strategy and some seller finance and some traditional. His system's going to be in there. Then there's Sophia and Bobby Castro, heavy hitters. They're worth estimated together $750 million. They do multifamily investing. All right. And then there's another gentleman that does virtual investing, and I forget his dang name. That's my fault. I apologize to him. But he does virtual investing. So that real estate investing university, you can choose whichever program you want to go with. All right. Check that out on my IG. If you DM me on Instagram, we can get you hooked up with that. Slideshow isn't showing. I know, man, that sucks. I see you, but nothing on the full screen. Man, that pisses me off. My PowerPoint is down. Nothing showing. It says click to exit full screen. Man, I appreciate y'all letting me. Okay. All right, y'all. Yeah, y'all watching. Let's see. All right. What questions you guys got? Lawton, Oklahoma. Jonathan Rodriguez. Appreciate you, man. So, best place to find a property. We talked about that, Presence of Eden, your legal section of your newspaper for foreclosures, and then your clerk of courts, guys, that clerk of courts. And if the clerk of courts does not have it, they will be able to direct you to who has it. All right. They'll be able to direct you to who has it. So ask them, and don't take no for an answer. Okay. Please, guys, please. I get so many people that are like, yeah, they said they didn't have this. They said they didn't have that. Oh, you like that? You like that Google one, huh? I had to get y'all, man, because people be asking me like, well, how do you find this? And sometimes it's simple stuff, guys. Google it and then research. We all have something called social capital. All right. It's better than money sometimes. So you don't want to use your social capital for something simple, like a simple question that you can look up. Don't use social capital for that, because that social capital, it runs out. So use your social capital for something that is like that you cannot find the answer, like how do you insure subject twos, man? It took me forever to find that. And that's most definitely in the subject to masterclass course, right? So what about failed listings? Where do you find that? Okay, so there's a couple places you can find a failed listing. One is PropStream. All right. And I will put that 7-day free trial link in the description for you. 2 is you have to have a relationship with a realtor, because realtors have access to the MLS, right? I think it's like the multiple listing service. Well, that's where all houses that are listed by a realtor, They put them on the MLS. So any failed listings, they'll be on there. You call your realtor that you have a relationship with. I don't care if you take them donuts. I don't care if you give them a gift card. I don't care if you compliment their nail color, earrings, their tie, whatever it is. Just build rapport. Rapport. It's about relationships. You call that realtor and you say, hey, I like to buy distressed houses, or houses, that are having a hard time selling because I buy as is. Do you have any failed listings available? I sure wouldn't mind paying you a finder's fee. Offer value, guys. Remember, value. Pay that realtor a finder's fee for those failed listings, because we know that those people wanted to sell, right? And then we know that it couldn't sell. So they're in Minnesota. Don't post it online, only in the newspapers. It should be online somewhere, but if not, like I said, get online to that newspaper, because your newspaper is going to be online. And then look at the current dates, and then just go back, look every day, sift through it, man. It's like hunting for gold, right? This is like the wild west, when people were going out west when there's a gold rush. That's what this is right now, because the old way of doing real estate, the fix and flips, and then needing a lump sum of money or borrowing money from a bank, that is the prehistoric way to do real estate. This is the new gold rush. Are you going to get in the beginning? Are you going to get in the beginning, or are you going to wait until it's too late because you're waiting for the right time? Because you're thinking, well, what if I miss this step and I fail? What if I mess this up? You're letting fear hold you back. People have these gaps, man. They have these gaps, and I had them. So I'm not preaching from a soapbox here. I had these gaps. And one of the gaps might be, my credit cards are maxed out, because they were, right? I'm an entrepreneur, man. They were maxed out. And it was tough for me. Or I count on this weekly paycheck I get every Friday to keep me caught up on my bills, man, just above water, right? So I can't spend any extra money to get a mentor or to take a course, because it's not in my weekly paycheck budget. That's a gap, right? Or I don't have any money left in my checking account. That's a gap. But these are limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs. If you find something that works for you, that is great, well, then by all means, you go for it. You go for it. You got to, man. But you got to put in the work. You've got to put in the work. The kryptonite to obstacles kryptonite is persistence. Persistence. If you just keep getting back up, if you just keep getting back up, that's it. Obstacle cannot take that. It's like, man, this dude will not stop. This lady will not stop. So you got to just keep getting back up. All right. Okay. Okay, when you say foreclosure, are you only implying pre-foreclosures or both? So there's an advanced strategy called a redemption strategy. I won't get into that, okay, because that's advanced, all right? But you can buy any pre-foreclosure or even a foreclosure as long as it has not been auctioned at the sheriff's auction. You can buy it. Boom. It's bought. You can buy it. I bought one that was going to the sheriff's auction that had 6 days left. 6 days to the sheriff's auction. And I bought that thing, man. It was beautiful. Pin the link in the chat. Okay, so when you leave the debt in the seller's name and they sign over the deed, how does it come off their credit so they can move on to a new house? Great question, Laisha. Laisha, please put where you're from. We want to know where you're from, all right? So this is how you do that, right? My apologies, man. I gotta hit that vape. You know what I mean? It is what it is, right? So this is how you do that, right? Because people ask that question a lot. Does this stay on my credit? What if I want to go buy a car? What if I want to go buy another house, since you are saving my credit, right? From if it's going into foreclosure or whatever. So yes, the answer is yes, it does come off of their credit, but there's just a small process to that. All right. This is why knowing the ins and outs is good. So what you do is, after the first 6 months of you providing proof that you're paying that mortgage. If this is a concern of theirs, use a servicing company. Go through a servicing company that you pay the servicing company the mortgage payment, and then the servicing company pays the lender. Boom. And then you get proof that you've been paying that. And after 6 months, 50% of that mortgage payment, it will come off of the owners, the person who's keeping that debt in their name. That'll come off their debt to income ratio. And then after 12 months, 100% off of their debt to income ratio. And that is a federal regulation that lenders have to do that. A federal regulation. 6 months, 50%, 12 months, 100% comes off that debt to income. All right. Could you go over the sales pitch to get them to sell their house again? Boom. All right. So I think I talked about that a little bit already, but that self-deprecating humor and conversational negotiating. Now, the thing is we've got to find what their problem is. What is their pain point? And then there's ways you got to bring that pain to the surface. And you kind of got to throw salt in the wound a little bit, right? And it's not out of malice, but it's just so that we can make them understand that they have got to take action so that they can help themselves and let us help them, right? So when I already gave you guys the spiel with the phone script, right? But when I knock on their door, again, I use some sort of self-deprecating humor. Okay. I use some sort of self-deprecating humor. Okay. Yeah, knock on the door. Hey, they open the door. Oh, hi. My name's Gene, and I know I look like a vacuum salesman, but I can assure you, I am not here to vacuum your floors. Just say it just like that. Boom. Little self-deprecating humor. It lightens the mood and it helps with split-second influencing. And then you just tell them, yeah, my name's Gene Boykin. I work for a company called We Buy and Help. And what I do is I talk to people who have been getting a hard time from their lenders to help them understand all the options that they have to kind of get their lender off their back. And this address, it came across my desk as, a person who's been getting a hard time from their lender. So can you tell me, how has it been dealing with your lender? Because I know for a fact they're not going to give you all your options, and they are pretty disrespectful. And then be silent. Just be silent. Give them time to think. Give them time to process that, because you're catching them off guard. I have seen people's whole energy and just body language just change. I went to a golf course one time, man, and the guy that worked at the golf course at the desk where you pay, his house was in foreclosure, and it was a great house. I found it and I was like, man. And then I looked up the owner and I was like, wait, because I found it. And then I looked him up on Facebook. I did my research. I was like, hold on, this guy works at the golf course. I was like, oh, man, I'm going over there, because the auction was like 16 days away. I didn't get this house, by the way, but we don't bat 100. But I was like, man, I'm going over there. So I went to the golf course, and I waited till people left the little area where you pay or whatever and buy golf balls, stuff like that. And he's like, hey, can I help you, man? Because he's used to seeing me. I like to golf. I'm not that good. And I was like, yeah, buddy. I don't want to call him by name. Yeah, buddy. Well, I'm not here to golf today. I don't know if you knew this about me, but I am a real estate professional. And what I do is I help people who have been getting a hard time from their lenders. And I help them understand the options that they have, because the lenders just aren't going to give people all their options. So I saw that your address came across my desk, and I just wanted to come here to talk to you personally about it. I saw his whole energy, whole demeanor, man, just change. It was like, because I got some tattoos on my neck, I'm at a golf course. There's, not a lot of people there that look like me. So I wasn't there to golf. I wasn't there to feel awkward around these people like they had made me feel. I was actually there to buy this guy's house. So he felt super awkward. And he was that third type of person too. He didn't even know, guys. He didn't even know when the auction date was. And it was 16 days away. He said, well, when is it? And he didn't even want to spit out the words like, when is the auction? Because he was embarrassed. He was like, well, when is it? Like, he didn't even say it fully, but I knew what he was asking. And I was like, it's 16 days away. So if we're going to do something, we've got to do it now. Like, we've got to do something fast. We got to take action. I didn't end up buying that house. He didn't call me back. I left a note on his door and everything, man, because I wanted that house. That house was nice. What if someone wants to purchase but has a mortgage? How does that work from Florida? Oh, I just told you how you get that off their debt to income ratio. Oh, we already talked about that. The question I have is, when do you know a property is a good deal? Hey, again, man, look at that rent versus how much that mortgage payment is. That's what's going to tell you that. And then if there's a ton of equity, like my student's house that only has $21,000 in debt left, that is a hell of a deal, man. Hell of a deal. ARV on that property, 75,000. Boom. That's what is that? 54,000 or something like that? Yeah, 54,000. Will the deed contracts, limited power of attorney, and other documents work in all states, or do you have to get a lawyer to modify them to the state laws from California? Great question, Juan Carlos Garcia. That is a great question, man. Great question. So you can do subject to in all 50 states, okay? All 50 states, but you want to get these I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an accountant, okay? I'm not even a realtor. I'm just a go-getter. So this is all for educational purposes only, right? But when you get these contracts, you do want to have them looked at by a licensed professional in your state, because states have different regulations. All right, and different things that you have to do for a real estate transaction, and that have to be in the purchase agreement and other contracts. Okay, so these documents, yes, they will work in all 50 states, but may they need to be tweaked a little bit? Absolutely, they will. Okay, so you do want to get those looked at by a licensed professional, all right, in your state, okay, or whatever market you plan on investing in. So please do that. But they do work in all 50 states. Absolutely. Yeah, always have. Yep, yep. It's good information, Colton. Good information. Yeah, breaking the ice. Yeah, that's what we do. You know what I mean? This is literally Wolf of Wall Street in real estate. Man, hey, that is dumb. I didn't even think I was that good. You think so? Man, that is a heck of a compliment. You really think that? That is awesome, man. Wow. And you know what? It isn't even about like trying to be the Wolf of Wall Street. No, it's about trying to help these people. But what we have to understand is we have to use empathy. Okay. Sympathy and empathy are different. All right. Sympathy is feeling sorry for a person and this and that. No. We feel empathy for them, which means we are putting ourselves in their shoes. How would they feel? How would I feel if I was in this situation, if I was in this person's shoes? And one, it's hard to come to grips with reality. Some people are like, man, they're not taking my house. I've been paying all this money. I had a kid that came to my seminar. He's only 17. And he had a house, man. He had it. He had it. Oh, he had it, man. And he can't even sign contracts. His dad had to sign the documents because you got to be 18 to enter into a contract. But he's 17, man. The kid's a go-getter. Well, he wasn't patient. He didn't follow my process, man, and my system. So what happened was the people didn't tell him the whole truth. They kept things out. They lied by omission, by not telling him things. So he got the information release form signed and the limited power of attorney. And these people didn't tell him that they were about to go to auction. So their house got auctioned right from under them just because they weren't in reality. They weren't. So as soon as the kid's dad called the bank with that limited power of attorney to verify what's on the mortgage, the bank says, well, sir, we just auctioned this house like yesterday or day before yesterday. And he's like, what? Are you serious? And she's like, yeah, let me double check. Double check. House had been auctioned. Then the kid, the 17-year-old that came to my seminar, he went and looked in the newspaper, and sure enough, that auction date was in there. So he didn't ask them enough questions to pull their pain up, but then also to get them to tell the truth. So there's certain things that we have to do. So that's where that Wolf of Wall Street stuff comes from, because we have to do those things. Where is the link for the masterclass? Oh, the link. I don't even have it yet, man. Let me go get it. And I'll pin it in. I'll put it in the comments. So, all right, I'm gonna get this link for y'all right now. People are asking about it. Boom. All right, I just put it in there. It's coming up. So there's the link right there, guys. And then make sure you use that code. GoGetter to get 50% off. All right. Get 50% off of the masterclass. Screen recording just in case. Hey, it's going to be up on YouTube still. Somebody said they been screen recording since that thing started. Thanks, Brenda. What time is it, guys? I got to get up out of here in a minute, man. I've been getting to it all day. I've been getting to it all day. So, always pays to do the right thing for sure, Denton. Absolutely, man. We do right by people for sure. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely can get a lot done in 30 days if you're taking action. That's what it's about. We got to take action. Subliminal messages, love it, right? Hey, we go hard. We go hard, all right? We don't leave anything to chance. We don't. What other courses do you have? You go to the website, thegogetterfamily.com, and I've got my buying free foreclosures up there, and then that subject to 360 is up there, but don't buy that, all right? I'm about to get that taken down, actually. I'm texting my guy now. Okay. So my buying free foreclosures is up there. That's $97. All right. And that'll show you how to buy those foreclosures, strictly foreclosures, but it doesn't show you how to buy them using subject to. That's another type of transaction, the buying free foreclosures. That's the wholesale and hold method. All right. Can I send you that script? Laughing but very serious. Hey, that script, it's in the subject to masterclass course, because I'm gonna give you everything you need to purchase some things. Where's the link for the step-by-step masterclass? It's in there. $70 to create one. I'm gonna give you guys a tip right now because you're on here with me, man, and I appreciate you guys. Title company or lawyer can contact one for free, yeah, but then they're going to charge you to create an LLC. So this is how you can create an LLC on your own. All right. It's easy. I'm not a lawyer, all right, and I'm not an accountant, but this, instead of going to like a legal Zoom or something like that, paying $300-400, whatever, you can do it yourself. All you do is you go into my favorite website, remember, GOOGLE.com, right? Go in there, put in the search box, just put the letters SOS, and then after that, you put the abbreviation for your state and hit enter. So I live in Iowa. I put SOS, hit space, and then put IA, hit enter, and then the Secretary of State's website comes up. And then you got to just follow the breadcrumbs on the Secretary of State's website. All right. So, all right, guys, I'm about to get up out of here. Oh, if they want to purchase it with a mortgage, yeah, you can absolutely do that. You can absolutely do that. You just go take it to the title company. I don't like to do that because I like to do buy and holds. So they're purchasing it outright. But they can absolutely purchase it with a mortgage, because when they have a mortgage, they're paying off that entire rest of the debt. So when you take it to the title company to do the closing and their mortgage gets approved, they make it through underwriting. Boom. There it is. They pay the whole thing off. So Jeremy, I got you, man. Email me, all right? Because I'm not sure what you're talking about. All the documents should absolutely be there. But the $97 course, that's just the contract for deed, limited power of attorney, and the information release. All right. The 7 steps guide to becoming the bank is in there, but I'll send you the link for the buying free foreclosures course. And then in the description of that video, it has every document, man. Every document. I got you. Got you. Just make sure you email me, man. All right. I got you. What documents, man? I don't know what documents you guys are referring to, but I'm pretty sure they're all there. I'll check it out. These are real gems for sure. There is no, okay, so in that buying free foreclosures course, it doesn't have these documents, guys. It's a different type of transaction. There is no due on sale acknowledgement because we're buying on that, in that buying free foreclosures course, we're buying on contract. All right, we're buying on contract, so there is no deed transfer. I believe I talked about that in the course. So when you buy on contract, you just file that with the recorder's office, and it's on public record that you are buying this house on contract. So you have control of the house, but the deed stays in the seller's name. And then we're taking over that mortgage with that limited power of attorney and that information release. All right, that's how you do that. So there is no due on sale acknowledgement in that course. Yeah, there is no seller acknowledgement in that course. I think that memorandum is in there, but yeah. So, and then that standard purchase agreement, that's not in that course either, because that's a different type of transaction. We're not buying that subject to. All right. I hope I didn't make it too complicated. That we are buying on contract in that course. That to me is the better way. Can be the better way. It just depends, right? So, how do you know if it's a reverse mortgage? When you call the lender, they'll tell you, or hopefully the prospect tells you that it's a reverse mortgage. But when you call that lender, they're going to tell you. Yeah, Chris talks about that CYS. Yeah, mine's cover the family. Mine's different though than that one. Mine has some extra stuff in there. That master course is $397, but for today and tomorrow, it's 50% off when you use that code that's going across the bottom of the screen. So PropStream, and then I gotta go, guys. PropStream is a wonderful tool. It's the best software for real estate investors. You can go on there and you can look up any property in the country, and it has public records, and then it has the MLS, right? So the MLS is for realtors, but if you're a realtor, you can only look up in your geographical area, right? But on PropStream, you can look at the MLS all around the country, and you can look at what's on public record. And you look up every property. Then it shows if it has debt on there, and everything shows the ownership. You can make lists. You can find tired landlords. Make a list of just tired landlords. You can make a list of just vacant properties, right? You can make a list. You can make a list of just probates, of just divorce. Man, PropStream is the stuff. SHIT. And I'm gonna put it in the comments for that 7-day free trial. All right. Oh, and guys, I have a meeting tomorrow with the guy from PropStream to do a tutorial video on my YouTube for PropStream. So I'll be having that tutorial video coming out very, very soon. Trial.propstreampro.com. /Getter family. Boom. And there it is. All right. There's the link for that 7-day free trial through the GoGetter family of PropStream. Check it out. I planned on only using it for the 7 days, and you can print off up to 10,000 leads. And then I was going to cancel it and not pay the the monthly charge for it. But it was so useful that I've had it for the last, ever since I got it, man. Nice. All right, guys, I got to get up out of here. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Okay, I'll repeat that for you. Okay, I'll repeat this for you. Where to find failed listings? You can find them on PropStream, and then also, you got to have a relationship with a realtor. Only a realtor can get that for you on the MLS. So you form a relationship with a realtor, and you just ask them for all the failed listings, and ask them if you can pay them a finder's fee for it. And then boom, you're in there. If you do a transaction, you pay them a finder's fee, $500, $1,000. They got to get it approved by their broker, and you're good to go. All right. So guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. please don't forget, you know, if you feel I brought you value, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share too. You know, show some people, show your loved ones, man, that there's a way that we can get into this thing without having a lump sum of money or having to have great credit. All right. So I got to get up out of here. But hey, until next time, y'all, let's get to it.